Hi, and welcome back to NetLab Security Post B4, Lab 2 for Analyze Types of Malware and Application Attacks. We're going over Section 1, Shell Shock Vulnerability. As I had advised before, please make sure you log into the virtual machines ahead of time. For the first part, we're going to skip down to Lesson 3 if you're already logged in. And we're going to open up the Sec Orion tab for the virtual machine. Go to Applications, System Tools, and Terminal. On step 4, it says in the terminal, enter the command below, and then when prompted, enter the password. So this is very, very specific that you type this out correctly as you see in the instructions. So the first thing we're going to type out is sudo, S-U-D-O, space docker, space run, space dash dash rm, space dash IT, space dash P, 4444:80, space BULNERABLES, and that is all lowercase, /CVE dash 2014 dash 6271, and then just look it over before you hit enter to make sure you didn't have any typos, that the spaces are correct, and everything looks fine, and then you'll hit enter. If you got an Apache message, just ignore that and go ahead and, well, after you type in the password, you'll probably get a Apache message. You're going to ignore that. So the first thing I'm going to do is type in the password, and don't be scared if you don't see the password typing out. Trust that what you're typing is there. It's just a security measure for it not to be shown as you're typing it out. So there is my Apache warning message. And I'm just going to skip that and move on to clicking the Kali virtual machine. Go ahead and log in if you haven't logged in already. I have, so I'm going to move on to step 8, where I'm going to click on the web browser icon up on the left-hand corner of the menu bar. And it takes a little while to load, so be patient. Don't triple click. Clicking it once and you see the processing circle by your mouse cursor, it's perfectly fine. You just have to wait it out till it loads if things are running a little slower in the lab. Okay, now since that's up, we can move on to step 9. Once the web browser opens, go to pfSense on address, and we're going to type in the address bar http:///203.0.113.3.1, and then hit enter, and it should bring you to the pfSense login screen where we're going to use that sysadmin user ID, and the password should be capital NDG, lowercase lab pass 123 and an exclamation mark, and just hit enter. From here, we'll be accessing the dashboard now, and on step 10, we're going to be going to the firewall menu and the rules menu. So the firewall menu is up on the top of the pfSense screen. Go to the rules drop-down, and on step 11, it says on the rules page, make sure you're on the WAN category, then disable the rule where the description says block internal network access. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I select WAN, and you'll see a check mark show up in the field on the left hand side. And then I'm going to select the icon that says disable. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to select the circle slash icon on the LAN net portion where it says block internal network access. And then I'm going to select apply changes. In the address bar, we're then going to type and go to the address 192.168.0.6 colon 12344 and then hit enter. And you should get an image. You should get a message that says this image is vulnerable to shell shock. Please exploit it. Then to the right side of the address bar, we're now on step 14. We're going to find and clip the tamper data add-on. It may take 1 minute for the tool to finish loading. So that looks like the little cloud on the menu option of the address bar. I'm going to click that and let it load. As I'm letting it load, I'm going to scroll down to step 15, where we should be closing up the final steps for section 1. Okay, now since this has loaded, it says scroll down to the bottom of the pop-up window and click yes. So you'll see listen for types, and this is what it's listening for: mainframe, top-level documents loaded into the tab, and the request sent by an XML HTTP request object or through the Fetch API. Here we're going to select Start Tamper Data, and then from step 13, the page says the script is at /CGI-bin/vulnerable. We will visit the page by typing the path behind the address, like the example that they provided in the content. So right at the end of this IP address in the address bar, I'm just going to do a /CGI-bin/vulnerable. And I can see a misspelling, so I want to make sure I type out bin correctly. And then hit enter. Sorry, enter. And we're going to allow it to load, and then we should get another pop-up window. Perfect. So now since this new pop-up window has loaded, we're going to go ahead and select OK. We're going to wait. Step 18 says another window opens, and we are going to edit the user agent value field. In that field, we're going to delete everything that is in that value column for the user agent, and then we're going to type the string below as the malicious user agent. Now, since that's loaded, the field that it's referring to, right next to the column, in the column name, you'll see an option for user agent, and in the column value, you're going to highlight all the text in that column next to the user agent, delete it, and we're going to type this in, as I said, you have to type it exactly as they show it in the content. So we're going to do a set of parentheses, and then a squiggly mark, space, colon, semicolon, space, squiggly, semicolon, space, echo, semicolon, echo, semicolon, /bin/bash, space -c, space, apostrophe cat, space, /etc, /passwd, apostrophe. And then I'm going to scroll this back over to where we can see the OK button. It's actually scrolled down, not right and left. There we go. And I'm just going to hit OK. It says if it's successful, you see the content of the PASSWD file has been pulled from the security onion machine. We now successfully exploited the shell shock vulnerability. And as you can see, the results that I have received are the same that's in the content. That concludes section 1. And meet me back in our next video where we're going to continue on with section 1.2.